What's going on, guys? One love out to everybody. We got UFC Fight Night, Sandhagen versus Figueiredo. Prediction breakdown here, guys. It's not going to be in the Apex, which is surprising. It's going to be over there in Dos Moines, Iowa, right? 12 fights on this card, 7 p.m. A little later card here, but it's all good. Good matchups on this card, like I always say. Never judge a book by the cover, but there's really some good matchups though. You know what I'm saying? So doing the breakdown of predictions, that's what I see, right? Before I get started though here, guys, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to this channel, man. Hit the thumbs up button so these videos can get out, you know. Also, check out my Patreon account for all my face-off predictions and prop plays, which I'm going to drop that usually Friday night after the weigh-ins and face-offs, right? Also, you can donate to my PayPal account, or the links will be down below. And you can also check out Wayne Gitchy and my other channel there for more health, fitness, wellness. If you're looking to lose weight or just, you know, change your lifestyle to more of a healthier lifestyle, you know, you can check my channel out. I have videos that I post maybe once a week, different exercises and different foods that I consume daily. So you can also check that out. So yeah, that's the links will be down below. Wayne Gitchy and also the Patreon link and the PayPal there, right? Let's fly into this real quick here, guys, but accurately like usual. Last week card there, guys. What happened last week? Even though it was last week, and it's not good to go back in the past. You know, we're always moving forward. But we're gonna take a quick little look, real quick here, guys, huh? Quick little look here, man. See what happened there last week. What happened last week? What happened last week, guys? Ian, Garry, and Carlos, right? What happened? Exactly. Called that one very good. And I called it even by decision. So now I didn't just say Ian Garry gonna win. I called it by decision. No, I'm not being arrogant or cocky because that's not my style. I have no ego, but this was a fight where obviously a lot of people was going for Carlos. I mean, it's obvious, right? But like I said, experience goes a long way. And we're looking at this fight, Carlos versus Ian, as, oh, Carlos going to go in here and knock out Ian. Ian has never been knocked out. That's number one thing. Also, we're looking at the fight as everything is based on your movement, on your footwork, right? Ian Garry moves very well. He moves very well in there. He has better movement than what Carlos has, right? Next thing we're looking at too is the fight IQ, which I made a little joke. I said, you know, the real nerd in this fight was Ian Garry, right? But yeah, that's just what it is. I did pretty good on this card, actually. I went 12-2 on it. You know, I picked Anthony Smith, but that's like one of those fights. It was like 50-50. You know, of course Zhang could win, and I said it. I said Zhang could win in the first round, and that's exactly what happened. And if Anthony Smith does win, he would have to pull the fight out of the first. You know what I'm saying? And probably get a submission in the second round. So, like I said, man, there's always ups and downs, and you know that's part of the game. But Ian Garry and Carlos, that was a fight where everybody was going for Carlos, everybody, which was surprising. Bus and Nickal, that's the next fight too. A lot of people was going for Nickal at Bus. The only fights I missed was Zhang and the Roberto. Was it Roberto? Yeah. You know, a lot of people was going for Roberto, including myself. But Timmy actually win. Where in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, Timmy could actually win. But it's a good card. Now let's move forward here, guys. This would happen. You have ups and downs, and this card here is a little bit tougher to predict. You know, so like I said, you know, from breaking it down, you know, it's slightly a little tough on some fights, but we did the best we can, and that's what we're going to roll with. All right. First fight here, guys, we got Juliana Miller versus Ivana Petrovic. Juliana Miller here is coming from tough. I believe she was a tough champion. Like she won the tough, right? Miller hasn't competed though since 2023. Now that's something to take a look at. You know, I believe she was struggling with some mental things, some mental issues here and there. You know, based off her, you know, her last fight, you know, that she had. Took a lot of damage in her fights, man, especially the one against Yana Santos. You know, she took a little more hits than she should have taken, right? And she doesn't, I want to say she doesn't have the best fight IQ. You know, she will keep coming forward and eat a lot of shots. She's hittable, you know, but she will look to wrestle. And what makes her stand out the most here, you know, from my opinion, is just her dog. Her will to not give up and keep coming and eating shots, which is not a good thing. You don't want to do that because eventually that's going to do damage to you because you get hit in the head. And that's where the brain is, right? That processes everything. So you don't want to keep getting hit in the head unless your reaction time is going to get slower. And you're gonna develop CTE. And also, like, you pretty much, your brain is what processes everything. So you're going to be slower at the movement and just hittable, and it's going to get worse and worse over time. And then that's going to be the end of your career, right? So you want to make sure that you defend the shots and take your head off center line by moving your feet or move your head off center line. Don't keep your head straight up and just eat shots, right? But her thing is her wrestling, and she'll pressure forward and she'll look for the submission. And she has a dog in her, man. Sloppy with the strikes, like I said, but she hasn't been in there since 2023. You know, so she possibly could have improved. I see she training here and there. Lost to Veronica Hardy, Yana Santos, which these two women here are tough fighters, right? With Ivana, though, what I see from Ivana, it's kind of hard to put a read on Ivana. It's kind of difficult, you know. She's kind of, I want to say, very lackadaisic. You know, there's no urgency. You know, kind of just slow with the movements. With the quicker fighter here, I would say is going to be Miller. But she's going to have the 4-inch reach. But she don't seem to pack much power, kind of slow at the movement, can get taken down, will end up in the clinch, which could favor Miller, because Miller likes to be in the clinch. And she's a very, like, a slow starter. You know, like I said, it's hard to get a read on her. I just feel like Miller is going to come in here and let the hands go and just be more the dog and just fight. I feel with Ivana, she takes too long to get started, and when she does get started, it just doesn't look like much. And like I said, when I'm making these breakdowns and predictions, it's not to insult the fighters or the martial artists. I'm not here to disrespect anybody. It's all love at the end of the day. You know, I'm for positivity. I'm for love. So I'm not here to dog the fighters and disrespect them, because they're the ones that are going in there and, you know, win, and some lose and take an ass whooping. And it's not easy to take an ass whooping and get hurt and get damaged, get brain damage, break bones, and so forth. So hats off to all these martial artists, all these fighters that are in there. And I give the most respect from my heart. You see, because I know it's not easy, because me myself is a martial artist and I have competed. And I know it's not easy to go in there, man, and eat shots and eat jabs and break your nose. Like the last fight with, what's that guy name? Yeah, Randy Brown and Dalby. I mean, Dalby took a ass whooping in that fight, man. He got his nose broken. He got knocked out bad in that fight. I mean, Dalby took a beating. That's the worst I've ever seen him. I mean, I've never seen him. Actually, Dalby has never been knocked out. And that's actually the first time I've seen him took so much damage in his whole career. I mean, Randy Brown broke his nose and knocked him out clean. Nasty knockout. That's kind of like a career-ending kind of knockout. You know what I mean? So, hats off to these guys that go in there and put the work in. Because I know it's not easy, man. It's not easy, bro. So, what I see from Ivana is just nothing really stands out, you know. So I'm going to push towards Miller, but like I said, this fight here is slightly a low-level fight. So, like with women fight, like I always say, you have to be cautious and aware. So I wouldn't go in too much on Miller, to be honest with you, or even at all. He's 3-3, man. You know what I mean? So that means that don't mean that she can't win, but and she hasn't fought since 2023. So I mean, you know, I'm gonna go for Miller, but I'm not confident. Like with women fight, you know, it can play out any way or anywhere. So nothing definite, nothing confident. So I'm gonna go for Miller. I'm gonna say Miller by decision, guys, and it's a 50-55 for me. Okay, let's keep going. Next fight, we got Don'Tale Mayes versus Thomas Petersen. This is the next fight here, man. We're big guys with some power here and there. You know, Mayes swings hands. You know, big guy swing his hand, catch you in the face, and get knocked out. But 5 inch of height, 7 inch of reach, massive, big dude. But he can get taken down real easily, and he will freeze up in there and does not do much. And you know, he doesn't really possess any strong foundation like strong boxing or wrestling or anything like kickboxing. He doesn't really possess that. It's like he's just a big dude that will swing his punches, and sometimes when he swings it, it's not technical, man. You know, it's just, I'm just being honest. I'm not disrespecting him. I'm just speaking it, you know, how I see it. I've been doing this for a long time. I'm doing martial arts, MMA, name it, combat sports for a long time. So I can read these fights and also predict them. You know, sometimes I may not do it as well. You know, sometimes I may miss a fight here and there, but I'm consistent. So with Mayes, he's lacking a lot of technical, you know, attributes to him. So as far as his footwork, it's not that great. Would set up the hands, so the footwork not good. I mean, the boxing ain't gonna be good. He's such a step in. He's swinging well. His chin is in the air. He's easily taken down. He's not the best kicker, not the best puncher. So there's nothing much there to say. With Petersen is hittable, but the thing about Petersen, he has wrestling. So he has a foundation on him where he can get double legs and single leg. He has a dog in him, and he will throw the punches. I believe his punches in boxing is, in my opinion, is better than Mayes. Can get knocked out though, but he will at least push a high pace, and you know, has some ground and pound in him there. Got knocked out against Shamil in his last fight, but again, you know, and then that's kind of, when was that? He got knocked out in February, you know, it's May, you know, don't know how he's going to be in this fight, but just with Mayes, man, his foundation, his basics are not good, man. So it's difficult to pick him, man. At least with Petersen, you know that he has a wrestling in his back pocket, that's his foundation. He has a better base. He has a good base, you know, and that's something he can fall back on, even if Mayes is swinging his hands a while. You know that if Petersen go for double single, most likely he's going to get it. And once Mayes hit the ground, he ain't getting up. So it is what it is. So this fight here is a next toss-up fight, guys, where you got to be very careful with. And I said Petersen by decision, but I'm not confident. So this is one where you just have to just like, either you can fade it or you can take chances, you know, and that's just it. You know what I mean? And in life, you know, you got to take chances. That's the only way. I say sometimes you will succeed. You know, if you don't take those chances, then how are you going to know? So it's all up to you, but nothing guaranteed. But Petersen by decision, 50-50. Nothing guaranteed, guys. Next fight here, we got Gaston Bolaños versus Kwang Lee. Gaston here, this guy's a world-class striker, man, in kickboxing. He looks pretty good. He's technical, but can get submitted, though. But he hasn't been submitted recently. But against Marcus McGee, he lost by stand-up, which McGee looks pretty good, especially with the movement. But I don't think Gaston was prepared for that fight. He wasn't in shape. His fight against Kortovius, though, he was in shape for that fight. I mean, I thought Kortovius would have done a better job, but, you know, Gaston proved me wrong in that fight. You know, Gaston was in shape in that fight. He looks good. He got hurt in the first round. So this is a guy in Gaston where you can touch him on the chin and he will get dazed and dizzy and pretty much flash knocked down. So you got to be careful with this one too. He's been working on his ground game, like what I noticed. So, you know, he will go for takedowns, he will scramble, get back to his foot, he will show defense. So it's a guy that's improving. And from what I've seen, he's in shape. He's in way better shape now. His body is nice and ripped up. You can tell that he's putting in the work. With Lee, Kwang Lee, I believe got finished in his last fight with a right hook against Long. Lee, he's game, man, and he will mix it up, right? He's technical, will look for takedowns, but he was slow down after that first round, though. You know, this is a guy here that is game, and he packed power in his punches. So this is a fight where you got to be careful with, and also he will grind for takedowns and will try to get you back, which Gaston can get submitted. So this is a fight here, guys, where I'm liking Gaston, but still be careful with this fight because, like I said, Gaston, you know, he could drop the ball, man. You know what I mean? Even though I like his strike and everything, and he's improving, but he could drop the ball. All right. So I'm gonna go for Gaston. I'm gonna say Gaston by decision, but be very careful because Lee possibly could get a submission in this fight. Believe me, I'll tell you that, because Lee is game and he's well rounded and he will push a high pace, but he does get tired though. All right. So Gaston by decision, not confident. Next fight, we got Marina Rodriguez versus Gillian Robertson. Rodriguez here, I see a slight decline in her skill set. Her striking is still sharp, but sometimes she gets flat-footed. I would say majority of the time she does get flat-footed. Have more of a Thai base on her. But she's crafty with the strikes, you know, she's rangy with the strikes on the pocket, especially the punches and the kicks. But she can get taken down though. That's the thing. But she has never been submitted though. She's never been subbed, but she can get taken down, right? So what I see, depending on who she's fighting, which a lot of the people that she's fighting, you know, are tough competition, especially Jessica Andrade, Verna Jumbo, Amanda Lumes, you know, against Islam, you know, I mean, with Isman, you know, or Lasmin, I should say, Isman, against Lasmin, she went to a split decision, you know. So, like I said, there's a slight decline with her because I feel with Lasmin, she's still trying to put it all together, you know. She has, you know, the wins, you know, but I still feel that she's still learning still, you know. And I feel that Rodriguez should have, you know, beat her, you know, could have beaten her, you know what I mean? But again, it's a split decision, so it's a close fight. I just feel Lasmin, you know, even the age of number, but she's still kind of growing. Like I had, when she fought Amanda Lumes, I had Amanda Lumes winning because it's just experience, right? With Rodriguez though, like I said, she can get flat-footed, and I do see a decline in Rodriguez. I do see a decline in her, man. She's not the same like she used to be. Against Gillian, I feel Gillian is just consistently improving. She's crafty. She's nasty on the ground. Her submission game is just high-level submission, bro. And she will find a way to get the submission, and she will find a way to take you down. And her striking has improved, right? And her wrestling, like I said, to get the takedowns, it's all there, man. And she will pull it off, and she'll find a way to get it. So this is a fight where, of course, Rodriguez is going to be the better striker. This is going to be a bigger cage. She's not the apex, so it could be more room for Rodriguez to work in. But I just feel Gillian is a little more crafty, and will look for the single and double, and possibly will get it. And once it goes to the ground, there's going to be problems because Gillian does throw heavy elbows, punches. But like I said, Rodriguez has never been submitted. But that doesn't mean that Gillian cannot submit her though. It's the first time for everything, guys. Anybody can get submitted. Anybody can get knocked out. This is part of the game, man. Let's keep it real, right? So this one is a very close fight because, like I said, Rodriguez could hurt Gillian on the foot and put her out. Strong possibility. Gillian has been finished. Rodriguez, I believe, has never been submitted, but I feel Rodriguez possibly has been knocked out, maybe. Could be wrong about that, but I know Gillian has been knocked out though. So it's a fight where it's still a risky, like I said, because it's going back to a woman fight again. And what we say about women fights, you pick one woman to win and the other woman win. So you pick Marina to win and then Gillian win. You pick Gillian to win and Marina win. It happens all the time, guys. And I also go for the guys too, but it seems to happen a lot with the women fights, right? So with Gillian here, Gillian's been knocked out and submitted, right? You look at Rodriguez. I don't think Rodriguez have ever been knocked out one time, right? So I'm gonna slide with Gillian here. I just feel Gillian is just improving, man. She's been improving a lot. I see it. I mean, earlier in her career, I can see ups and downs, but she's just been improving, man. Improving. And the fact that, you know, Rodriguez doesn't really stop takedowns too well, you know, and she relies on her striking a lot, and she wants to like flow out there and let it go. And the fact that, you know, she kind of may hesitate to let it go, because if she let it go, man, the takedown is there. So she may hesitate a lot in this fight, which is going to have Rodriguez, no, sorry, not Rodriguez, is going to have Robertson close the distance. And yeah, once she hesitates a lot and she don't let the hands go, then that's going to have Robertson push for the clinch. But then again, Rodriguez is strong in the clinch though. So you got to be aware of that, knees and elbows. Well, when she's throwing the knees and elbows, that's opportunity for Robertson to get the takedowns. So Dean Thomas student. So Dean Thomas will be in that corner there, guys. All right. Also, American Top Team, because Dean Thomas is out of American Top Team, but Dean Thomas privately, you know, he trains her. So he's doing a good job with her, though. But I must say Gillian Robertson here. I must say Gillian Robertson by decision, guys. But it's still a 50-50 because, like I said, woman fight. All right. Gillian by Gillian. I keep saying Gillian. Gillian by decision, man. All right. Next fight here we have Azamat Bekoev versus Ryan Loder. Azamat here, man, a next ATT fighter here. The guys or women coming to the ATT, or they're not to be joked with. Like I said, ATT is the American Top Team. Is a good camp, man. Good gym. I was also there in Coconut Creek. Good gym. They create good fighters out of there. But the most important thing, what they usually do, you know, they set up the game plans for these fighters. So whatever you may be good at, they will add to it and make you better, right? Or they just set up a game plan for you to win the fight specifically based on your opponent's skill set. So they'll find the weakness in your opponent and then set you up and train you specifically for that task. Which for this fight here, with Azamat here, this guy is well-rounded, will look to strike, or he will go for takedown. Wrestling is also in his back pocket. That's his thing too. So this guy is very well-rounded, heavy-handed, heavy ground and pound, and keeps mad pressure on you. This guy walks you down. He cuts you off and keep you against that cage, man. Loder relies a lot on his wrestling. His striking, from what I see, is not that good, man. It's not good striking, but he's a crafty wrestler. Tough winner, also. But like I said, his striking is very suspect. He usually just dips for the legs, especially when you try to strike with him. He don't want no part of it. He don't want it, right? So he don't want no more. You know, so he just looked to grind, man. All-American. So this guy's gonna go in there and push a high pace. But guess what? Azamat is also a wrestler with striking, devastating, heavy-handed striking. I'm liking Azamat here, but anything is possible because with Loder, he's crafty and he will look for the submission. And Azamat has been submitted, from what I believe I saw. So be careful with this fight here. We see in fights, man, you know, upsets. I can guarantee that Azamat is a favorite, which I'm going to look at the odds afterwards, guys. There's that little odd breakdown thing, since I haven't been doing it for each person. I'm just going to set up for the end. You know, we've seen upsets. I can guarantee that, you know, Azamat is a favorite here. But with Ryan Loder here, you know, he will look for submission on you, man. So you got to be careful. You know, and Azamat has been submitted, but I just feel a more well-rounded fighter here, more technical guy, skilled guy coming out of American Top Team. They're going to create a good game plan for him to keep this fight standing, you know, being that he's also a wrestler. And I know that Loder cannot strike. So it'll be obvious that, you know, you want to keep this fight standing and beat him up on the foot and possibly get a KO TQ in the first round. That's what I got there. So I got Azamat by KO TQ in the first round, guys. Okay, am I confident? Slightly. I give Azamat 60%. I give Loder 40, guys. Okay. Next fight here, guys. We got Yana Santos versus Miesha Tate. Miesha Cupcake Tate, man. All right. she been around for a minute, long time. Santos here. Santos has been improving too, man. This is a next female here that has been improving. You know, her ground game, her striking has always been there, but I think her striking looks out way more sharper, Especially, you know, she's with, I believe, Thiago. Thiago Santos. So her striking has been looking way more sharper, man, and her ground game, her technique has been looking way better. Also out there in ATT to train into. So I just feel like with Santos also, Santos I feel is more active, and like I said, her ground game, her takedown defense has been getting better. But she's fighting Miesha Tate now. Miesha Tate last fight was in 2023, which has been a while, man, and it was a win over Julia Avia, which Julia doesn't compete no more. Julia has retired, right? Miesha Tate striking is pretty much the same, man. You know what I mean? It's not that good, man. You know what I mean? But she's a veteran. She's crafty. She'll just throw the hands to close the distance and grab onto you, or get a single double leg, or go in the clinch, throw elbows. Just keep it dirty. She's like a dog, right? But she hasn't been active. Beat Julia. Julia's retired now. And yeah, also, you know, with Tate was also she was retired and she came back. This is a tough one here, man. There's a lot of women fights on this card here, and it's tough to pick these fights here, guys. I just feel with Tate, you know, she's very hittable. Very. Usually after the fight is over, her nose is busted, cheekbones is busted. She took a mad beating because her defense is not that good. Poor defense, reaction time is not good. Her stand-up is not that great. She's going to be the slower fighter out there. I just feel with Santos has just been improving with combinations. Mixed up the punches with the kicks with the punches. Her movement has gotten better. She's hitting more accurately, more power. I just feel that this is a fight for Santos to win, man. You know what I mean? But again, Miesha Tate would make it a dog fight, though, and just grind against the cage and grind out a win. You know what I mean? And yeah, you know, if it goes to judges, you know how the judges do it. Miesha Tate split decision. Miesha Tate split decision, man. They love them some cupcakes, man. They love them some cupcakes, boy. They love them some cupcake. So Miesha Tate by split decision, but you know, I could do it like that too. But I just, you know, I look at the fights all around also. I look at what the corporation want and what the organization want, and you know, and look at how the referee and the judges will actually rob the fight for the corporations. But you know what I mean? But I don't know. I just like it, Santos, bro. I think Santos has improved and is more active, man. You know what I mean? But again, it could be a robbery and Tate win by split. So this fight here, out of all the women fights, this is the one to be very careful with. And you could fade it, or you can go split decision for Tate, or split decision for Tate, or unanimous decision for Santos. So I'm gonna go Santos for the win here, guys, but I'm not confident. I'm gonna say Santos by decision, 50-50, guys. All right. Next fight here, we have Jeremy Stevenson versus Mason Jones. Jeremy Stevenson is back. Wow. Jeremy Stevenson, man, is a epitome of a dog. This guy here is a dog. A dog. Look up in the dictionary on the dog. You see Jeremy Stevenson. This guy push forward, heavy-handed, 19-bar knockout, aggressive, has an attitude. Just everything about this guy is just coming in there to take your head off, man. Coming in there to kill you. That's pretty much it. But he can get submitted, though. He can get taken down. He hasn't done MMA since his loss against Nitin in PFL. 2022 was his last MMA fight. After that, he's just been boxing. All right. Yeah. So, and let me see. His last win was against Miles Price by split decision. 2022. Now he's fighting Mason, which Mason, I believe I want to say he got cut from the UFC and then he came back. You know, his only loss was against Mike Davis and Ludovic Klein. He beat David Anama, which David Anama is a tough guy to beat. Mason Jones is a good fighter, man. You know, pull off a little 4-win streak here. Doing MMA, not boxing. So, I mean, Mason Jones is not a bad fighter, man. You know, well-rounded guy, skill. But he is hittable, though, and he's fighting Jeremy Stevenson with some heavy hands. You know, you can look at it like this. Jeremy Stevenson going there. They probably figure that, oh, Jeremy Stevenson has been boxing bare knuckles, so you can go in here and just smoke Mason real quick. This is MMA, though. And we see with Jeremy Stevenson, in MMA, he would drop the ball, man. We see he will drop the ball. But the guys that he's dropping the ball against are tough competition, championship level. Is Mason Jones championship level? I wouldn't really say that, but Mason Jones is still a skilled guy though. He can mix it up. He can wrestle. He will look tie up in the clinch. He will make it dirty. He's not going to sit there and just box, which he could also do that too. But you see with Jeremy, man, yeah, Jeremy, 19 by knockout, but Jeremy is like 29 and 21. You know what I mean? It's like, that don't mean that he can't win, but this could also be a fight where they set up for Jeremy to win. Because this is, his return. Tough fight to pick here, guys. You can look on it like you want to look at the Ian and Carlos fight. Oh, Carlos going to go on there and smoke him. Possibility. Mason, like I said, he is hittable, but Mason is also skilled. And Jeremy hasn't fought MMA in a while. Like a good 3 years he hasn't fought MMA. And he's boxing. People that he's boxing against are guys that are done. They're faded, like Eddie Alvarez. Jimmy Rivera. It's like these guys are like, age is a number, but these guys are up in their 40s. I think Eddie Alvarez was like 41. age is a number though, but Eddie Alvarez didn't look good in there, bro. Eddie Alvarez actually didn't come out into I believe he didn't come out in the third. So it says third round here, stoppage, but he didn't come out in the third. So I'm gonna go with Mason here, guys. Just from what I've seen from Jeremy consistently, it's not consistent, bro. So again, he could come in here and knock out Mason. It's a strong possibility. Has Mason ever been knocked out? I don't think he has. Actually, no, he hasn't. But there's a first time for everything, though. First time for everything, man. But I'm going to go with Mason. I'm going to say Mason by decision as a 50-50. And be careful with this one, because this could probably be a fight where they're setting up for Jeremy to win based on Mason made us stand with him in box, which, still MMA. All right. So Mason by decision, guys. Next fighter, we got Cameron Smotherman versus Serhiy Sidey. Cameron here, he lost his Contender Series fight, man. But he beat Adley. He pulled off three more fights and then got put in the UFC. UFC picked him up after that. Beat Jake Adley. But with Smotherman, man, he's hittable, man. Can get knocked out, can get knocked down, but he will put the pressure on you. I just feel with Sidey, man. Sidney's a sniper, dude. I feel Sidney 3 inch of reach, 2 inch of height. Sidney's a sniper. Put the pressure on you, 1-2 on the pocket. He's skilled. His mix up with punching with his kicks, his technique, his movement, everything about this guy is skill. I just feel Cameron is there to get hit. And with a sniper like Sidney, he's just, it's any moment. So I'm gonna go with Sidney by KO TKO, guys, in that first round. And I'm not confident because Smotherman will put the pressure on you, but again, he's just so hittable and can get hurt. All right, so Sidney by KO TKO first round, guys. All right. Next fighter, we got Montel Jackson versus Daniel Marcos. It's a pretty good fight here, man. Montel Jackson, a neck sniper, skilled with the wrestling base actually, but his striking is also skilled with 3 inch of height and 6 inch of reach. And he uses that very well, especially straight on the pocket. Bam, bam, down the pocket. That 1-2. One hitter quitter, man. But not too active, though. But when he does fight, though, he's freaking out. They're going to finish you. Sometimes go to decision, but he's fighting tough competition. Experienced guy, heavy-handed. And he's massive for this 135. You can see he's 3 inch of height and 6 inch of reach, which is massive. Not too active though. His opponent Marcos, he is active, skilled guy, undefeated in amateur and in pros. This guy's undefeated, man. This guy's undefeated in amateur and pro, man. Can get flat-footed. He's hittable. Can get hurt on the foot. But we keep a mad pressure on you, but he can get hurt on the foot, man. And that 1-2 in the pocket from Jackson, if he's getting hurt on the foot by Adrian Yanez and John Casanado, Jackson, I feel, can't hurt him. I don't know if Jackson would put him away, which he could. But I just feel that Marcos, he tires, and he's hittable, man. And I'm liking Jackson for this one. I'm going to say Jackson by decision. But it's still a 50-50 because Marcos is still a skilled guy. And like I said, Jackson is not that active, so you don't know. Sometimes some fighters, man, they come in here and they look totally different from not being so active. And a guy like Daniel Marcos who's undefeated, looking good, But it's just some of his fights are going to split, which I feel like his fight against David Grant, I felt David Grant won that. You know what I mean? So you're going to split with David Grant, which David Grant on any day is a dangerous guy to fight, regardless of who is fighting. If David Grant's fighting Montel Jackson, that's a good fight, and Jackson could also lose that fight. It's a possibility. But I'm liking Jackson, like I said, by decision, guys. All right. Next fight here, we have Santiago Ponzinibbio versus D-Rod. Ponzinibbio here, a veteran. Let me see here. I feel Ponzinibbio here, speed-wise, is a quicker guy. Takes a while to warm up, though. But once he warm up and eat a couple shots, and may even get dazed and not down, this guy becomes game in the second, third round, and he will look to finish you. You come forward, he will keep the pressure on you. He gets stronger as the round goes on, but he's hittable. You can't get hurt in the foot, like I said, come up to ATT. And next, there's a lot of American top team guys on this on this card, man, especially from Coconut Creek here, guys. D-Rod, though, what I see from D-Rod is not too great, man. I feel D-Rod is on a decline, and it does not look the same. The D-Rod that fight Kevin Lee, Preston Parson, Mike Perry, even Nicholas Dalby, even Dwight Grant does not look the same. The guy that fought Neil Magny, Ian Machado, and Kevin Gastelum doesn't. Even Alex Morono doesn't look the same, man. The total decline, dude. I feel like he's slower. He's more hittable. He's flat-footed. Reaction time is slow. And against Ponzinibbio can hit. And I feel Ponzinibbio is a quicker fighter. And Ponzinibbio is also experienced. I feel it's a fight for Ponzinibbio to win. I could be wrong. If you want to say, oh, look at the age is a number, but I feel like there's a big decline in D-Rod. They're both 38, same age, so just going by numbers. There's a number, though. It all depends on how you take care of yourself and how you're looking. I feel D-Rod has declined. I must say Ponzinibbio by KO TK in the second round, guys, and I'm not confident in this one. It's 50-50. Again, D-Rod could win. He just has not looked the same. There's a big decline in him. All right, so Ponzinibbio, KO TK second, guys. All right. Next fight, we got Rinner the Ritter versus Bo Nickal. The Ritter here, this guy is pretty much like a Paul Craig. It's like I don't know if it's a higher version of Paul Craig, but the striking, though, bro. The striking defense is very, very poor, very hittable, bad footwork, slow reaction time, man. It's bad. But once he gets you to the ground, though, this guy is dangerous and will finish you. He's a master on the ground. That's where his strength lies. But on the stand-up, no way, bro. And like I said, there's no disrespect to these guys, but I feel he's kind of one-dimensional. So he needs to get this fight on the ground. Now, you probably say Bo Nickal's a wrestler, though. He is a wrestler, again, an ex-ATT fighter, American top team on the Coconut Creek. But Bo Nickal has shown that he can strike. No movement laterally. Reaction time is good. Defense doesn't look bad. Will land a jab on you. Like I said, he shows that he added to his game the striking. He's not just a wrestler, but he can wrestle also. In this fight, the game plan is going to be similar to Paul Craig. He's going to pretty much stay on the outside and pepper you up. No, I feel that the Ritter is a little more hittable than Paul Craig, man. And when he gets hit, he freezes, which is bad. It's not a good look when you get a hit and you freeze. So I feel like Bo Nickal could knock out the Ritter, but I don't think that he's going to shoot for takedowns on Ritter because it doesn't make any sense. And coming from American top team, which I trained there, Coconut Creek, and I trained with the guys there, they're going to develop the game plan the opposite. So even though Bo can wrestle, they're looking at Ritter just like how they look at Paul Craig as dangerous on the ground. You don't want to be in Paul Craig's guard. You don't want to be in the Ritter guard at all. They're not going to have you go wrestle. It doesn't make any sense because that's the guy's strong point. They're going to take you away from that strong point. They're going to go towards the weakness of the guy. And what's the weakness of Paul Craig and the Ritter? Freaking striking. And Bo Nickal is not a bad striker. Is he like world class? No, but he can hold his own though, especially against these guys like Parker and Ritter. Yeah, he can hold his own, and he's a wrestler. He can defend takedowns. You know, his takedown defense is pretty good. His takedown defense is legit. It's high level. His wrestling is high level, but he ain't gonna shoot for double legs and single and go tie up in the clinch. Why? So these guys can have the upper hand and then implement their strong points. Doesn't make any sense. So I'm going for Bo Nickal here. I'm gonna say Bo Nickal by decision. Am I super confident in this fight? From what I see, man, that's why it's always good to watch tapes, guys, because in my mind I'm like, yeah, man, Ritter could get Bo down and submit him. And once I watch the footage again on the Ritter and I see how he's moving and his footwork and his defense, I'm like, bro. And what I saw from Bo Nickal and Paul Craig, Bo Nickal just needs to do the same exact thing he did with Paul Craig, and he can win this fight. He doesn't want to take this fight to the ground. He doesn't want to take this fight to the ground. He doesn't want to be wrestling with the Ritter. He don't want to do that. Do the same game plan, and he should win. So I'm going to give Bo 60%, I'm going to give Ritter 40. And I'm going to say by decision. All right? The Ritter is a stubborn dude that looks like he eats a lot of shots, but just keep coming forward. And he'll be like super dazed and just taking an ass whooping, punch in the face, and just keep coming forward. But yeah, I feel Bo should win this. You know, he's like pretty much the similar fight that he fought the last time he fought. You know, the similar to Paul Craig. You know, it's like the mirror image again. He's like, oh, I'm fighting Paul Craig again. This is Paul Craig part 2. So I'll go Bo Nickal by decision, guys. All right. Main event in the card, we got Cory Sandhagen versus Deiveson Figueiredo. Cory's actually a funny dude, man. I actually checked out his Instagram and his YouTube. He's actually a funny guy. He has a personality, kind of has a comedian kind of vibe to him. Very, very funny guy. You know, his little skits he's putting on there is very, very cool. If you guys haven't seen it, you should go and check it out, man. You know, it's on his YouTube and his Instagram. He's like making videos of his workouts, but then he's doing like funny scenes in between. You know, him like changing the way he looks and how he dresses, and because, you know, people say that he's kind of, I guess, corny and like kind of dry. You know, you can't really market him. There's nothing about him that stands out. He's not like a Conor McGregor or what's the guy name? What's the dude name? What's his name? I forgot the dude name. Name some guys in the UFC there. What's the guy name? He's not like a Conor McGregor, you know, just doesn't have an edge on him. You know, Sean McCall. Is it Sean? Oh, Sean O'Malley. Yeah, he's not like a Sean O'Malley, you know, hype. He doesn't have the hype on him. So he's like making videos with him, like changing up the way he looks and how he talks and the way he dresses, dude. It's freaking funny. But his acting is kind of dry, but it's actually funny. It's kind of like a Benny Hill. If you guys know who Benny Hill is, it's like a Benny Hill kind of vibe. Benny Hill is a comedian way back in the 70s and 80s. If you guys don't know who Benny Hill is, you should go and check it out. It's funny. It's like Benny Hill is a comedian. If you guys don't know him, you should check him out. Yeah, so it's kind of funny, you know, and yeah, you should check it out, man, if you want to, you know, have a little laugh here and there. Yeah, so Cory here is going to have the 6-inch of height and the 2-inch of reach, which is massive. Smart fight IQ though on Cory. So this is kind of like an Ian fight here, you know. Ian smart fight IQ, Cory smart fight IQ. You know, you can say that, you know, Cory is like the nerd. If you want to say whatever, you know, all that stuff doesn't really matter, man. But it kind of does. The IQ does matter, but you being a nerd is whatever, you know. It is what it is. That's just a personality thing. Moves well, footwork, striking, has that Dominic Cruz kind of flow. Not hittable at all, like I said, because of footwork and his movement. He avoid getting the hit and deliver the hit. Yeah, this guy's pretty legit, pretty well rounded. Can get submitted though. I believe he only got submitted one time though, and that was by Aljamain Sterling, right? But overall, he looks good. He's pretty legit. His opponent here, Figueiredo. Figueiredo is very, very explosive, very athletic guy. usually fights at 125, but he moved up to 135, which at 135, I just feel like he's kind of slower. You know, rely more on just explosive, more power, which he had at 125, but he gasses out real quickly. Not the best fight IQ. He does not have the best fight IQ though. So this is kind of like Carlos, you know, and Cory is like Ian, in my opinion. This fight could play out just like that. You know what I mean? And it just goes to a decision, you know. But again, I'm not taking anything over from Figueiredo, because Figueiredo will jump your freaking back. And Cory is known to getting submitted, but not much. I believe he only got submitted one. I think was it one time? But it was one time he got submitted. He got submitted. Yeah, only got submitted one time. But you know, it's just one of those things where you still have to be careful, because Figueiredo is well-rounded and very, very explosive. So you gotta be very careful with this fight. But this fight could play out like how the Ian Machado and Carlos fight played out. But I'm liking Cory. I'm gonna say Cory by decision. Yeah, so that's about it. It's 50-50. It's just 50-50. I go 60-40 in this one, guy. I just feel Cory is just fight IQ. You know, fights at 135. You know, Figueiredo moving up to 135 just doesn't. He looks okay against certain guys, but I feel Cory is just the way better fighter here, man, in my opinion. As far as like fight IQ too, because the fight IQ plays a huge factor, like we've seen against Ian and Ian and Carlos. So that plays a huge factor. Cory actually reminds me of Mr. Bean. I know you guys know who Mr. Bean is, because the next English comedian actor that made it in the US. So you guys must know who Mr. Bean is. He kind of have that Mr. Bean personality, like that flow to him. So if you guys hasn't checked out, you know, his YouTube yet, you'll check out his fight workouts and just some recent videos that he's been making. I forgot the name of them, but it's very, very freaking funny, dude. This dude is. I mean, I wouldn't guess or think that he'd be funny, but he's freaking funny. I watch every single one, man. Like, he made me laugh. I'm like cracking up, like, yo, this is freaking funny as hell. And the way how he acts, it's like, it's dry, but it's believable. You know, like I said, it's like Mr. Bean or Benny Hill. It's just freaking amazing, dude. But yeah, I got Cory for this one. I said Cory by decision, 60-40. Quick look at the odds here, guys. See what we're working with. See what we're working with, man. See what we're working with. Usually I do this while I'm breaking down each fight, but I know I can look in Tapology and see it too. But you know, I'm just gonna keep it like this, man. If it ain't broken, don't try to fix it. All right. Let's see what we got here. We got Gaston Bolaños. I got Gaston at 142. I figured they would do that. Close fight. I totally agree. I would have it actually even, which is possibly could be even, because I feel like Kwang Lee could get a submission, especially even hurt Gaston, because Kwang Lee is even heavy-handed too. So it's a fight we gotta be very careful. But I don't disagree with the odds though. Gillian at 300 and something. Nah, man. Because again, you know, like I said, with Marina, yeah, she, in my opinion, is declining. But I do believe that Gillian is improving and has improved through every single fight, has been getting better and better. But again, women fights, man, women fight, you don't know. Maybe Rodriguez come in here and catch her with a punch and hurt her, or catch her with a knee in the clinch, Like I said, with Rodriguez, she's dangerous in the clinch. So gotta be careful, guys. I like Gillian. I keep saying Gillian. I like Gillian, but you gotta be very careful though. Like I said, this woman fights. All right. Azamat and Ryan. Azamat at 300 and something. I don't disagree. I feel Azamat is a more well-rounded fighter. So I don't disagree. Misha Tate and Yana Santos. Tate at 135, 145. I disagree. This is an even fight. I like Santos for the win. But I can see why they have Tate, but I like Santos. I would say even fight, but I definitely could see Tate winning, and especially by a split, by a robbery, or if she can manage to get the takedowns. Because Santos can get taken down, but like I said, Santos has been improving, and especially with the striking that she has, striking has gotten better, and Tate defense is not good. And the more you're eating shots to the nose and to the jaw coming forward, dude, is the more your energy bar is going to go down. Is the more slower you're going to get, man. So Even fight. I like Santos. Jeremy Stevens and Mason. Then they got Mason just at 500 or something. I didn't know. When you see this, you gotta be very careful because Jeremy Stevenson is a veteran, right? I know he's coming back to UFC, but he hasn't been fighting MMA. But I can see why they have Mason Jones, at the favorite. I understand that, but not at 500 though, dude. Just look at one of them fights here where Jeremy Stevenson going to come in here and possibly get a knockout, or if it goes to judges, Stevens win, dude. Remember, I say that. So when I see odds like that, if I'm playing the game, am I going to put Jones in parlays? Hell no. No way, dude. No, man. Nope. Because this fight looked like one of them setup fights. One of them setup fights, man. I mean, set up in a way that, they match up the fights knowing that Stevens can come in here and get a win. And if he gets real close to the win, they get him split. So be careful. Smotherman and Sydney, they got Sydney at 142. Okay, this card here is not so high in the odds, which is great. I'm liking Sydney. Yeah, I like Sydney. I even like the odds in it. Yeah. Montel Jackson and Daniel, they got Montel Jackson at 198, 200 or something. I don't disagree with that. I feel Jackson is the better fighter. He has the wrestling and experience, the power. He should win. And the range, height. Yeah. Still be careful though. D-Rod and Santiago, even fight. The odds in this card here is not bad. This is perfect. Perfecto. Just like the age. 38 and 38, man. Can't go wrong with that. Perfecto. Mwah. Perfecto, guys. D-Rod, even. Santiago, even. No problemo. I'm liking Santiago, but definitely D-Rod could win too. Alright? That's how the game goes, man. Bo Nickal and Rainer the Rider. Ritter. Bo Nickal at 300 and something. Man, like I said, what I see with him and Paul Craig, I feel Paul Craig and, I keep pronouncing this guy's name wrong. Rainer the Ritter, or is it Rainer the Ritter? I don't know. Rainer the Ritter. What I see from him is like a tongue twister. What I see from Ritter, he's just pretty similar to Paul Craig, dude. But I feel his striking is worse. I feel Paul Craig has improved with the striking, which I'm going to say Paul Craig's striking is better than Ritter. All right? So Ritter is lower level striking. Way, way, way lower. And when he gets hit, he freezes. And Bo Nickal pick apart Paul on the foot. In and out movement, look good doing it, jabbing. Some may say it's a boring fight, but he did what he's supposed to do. That's the game plan. Why is he going to double leg and shoot into Craig's guard where Craig going to throw up a triangle or an armbar on him real quick? And Paul Craig can get it, and he will get it. And also with the Ritter. So why is he going to play into the guy's strong points? He don't have nothing to prove. He can already wrestle. He knows this. Why is he going to go towards the guy's strength? It doesn't make any sense, man. That's martial arts. That's mixed martial arts. You gotta find the guy's weakness, and then you exploit it. You use it against him. You don't go into his strengths. That's not good game planning, and that's why American Top Team makes the best game plans, from my opinion. When their fighters go in there, the martial artists go in there and fight, they win. They win. There's no ego. They just go in there and get the job done. That's it. And get the paycheck and go home, man. and also get the bonuses. That's about it, dude. It is what it is at the end of the day, man. Collect and get out. That's it. You don't go in there and say, oh man, this guy is good on the ground, but I'm gonna show him that I'm better. And then you get triangle choke or armbar. Pretty similar to when Paul Craig fought what's his name? A good example for you guys here. When Paul Craig, I forgot the name of that guy. When Paul Craig fought that dude and broke his arm, remember? That was an ego. He had the fight standing up. There was no reason for him to go on the ground with Paul Craig. But again, ego will kick your ass. Ego is something that will destroy you, man. Destroy you. You destroy you, bro. There's no reason for him. I forgot the name of the guy though, man. Let me go back here. I'm just talking and you guys are like, who the hell Wayne is talking about? what am I doing? The Ritter, was it Bo Nickal? I'm all over, sorry here guys, I'm all over the place, dude. When Bo Nickal fought Paul Craig, but Paul Craig fought this other dude, I forgot his name. He was a champion, I forgot his name though. What's his name? Jamal Hill, that's his name. Broke his arm. Jamal Hill was winning the fight standing up. He wants to go take him down and go lay in his guard. He had something to prove, like, oh man, everybody don't want to go in Paul Craig's guard, but I'm going to go in his guard, and he ain't going to submit me. He did more than submit him. He freaking broke his hand. He broke his elbow. Dislocated his arm or whatever it is, but his hand was dangling, bro. Totally broken. Ego, man. So, American Top Team, ATT, when they train the guys, there ain't no egos. You go towards where the guy's weak, and that's it. So, yeah, Bo Nickal 300 and something, but from what I see, what he did to Paul, he should be able to win. So the odds on that doesn't look bad, man. So, unless Bo Nickal trip on a banana peel or something, and Ritter jump his back. We've seen this happen, so anything is possible. Cory 500 and something. I don't know, man. It's a little high there. But Cory is a better fighter, in my opinion, especially with the fight IQ. So fight IQ goes a long way. Ask Ian Garry, man. Sorry, Ian Machado Garry. Forget that. I forgot the Machado part because he's half Brazilian, okay? But yeah, man. Be careful with this one, though. But Cory should win, though, man, That fight IQ, man, goes a long way. So that's about it right there, guys. Don't forget, guys, to subscribe. Hit the thumbs up button. Show some love, man. Get these videos out, mess with the algorithm so I can get more views in this bad boy here. And just on my channel, get more subscription, man, I want to start getting paid, man. I want to start getting paid on the channel, getting paid for all this work I'm putting in, So you guys can help me out with that, and also you can check out my Patreon account and even leave a donation, A quarter goes a long way, $1 goes a long way. Okay, guys, one love up to everybody. Remember, guys, stay positive. Positivity, guys, means a lot. I'm going to tell you a story, quick story here, and I'm going to, keep you guys up. I know you guys have a lot of things to do. Also myself too. But when I talk about whatever you put in is what you get out. Whatever you put out is what you get back. If you understand this, you know that what you put into your body, it manifests itself. So if you're putting in alcohol, drugs, cocaine, processed foods, unhealthy foods, sodas, foods that destroy your health, all you're doing is manifesting things to happen to you along the way. So as far as inflammation, cancer, diabetes, obesity, all these things are going to play out because you manifesting that by putting things into your body. Now, when I speak on whatever you put out is what you get back, meaning the words you're speaking, how you treat people, right? Disrespecting people, being a hater, right? Stealing from people, robbing people, right? Being a hypocrite, right? Those things, some people will say, creates karma, but it's just a reflection of what you're putting out, because everything that you manifest comes back to you. That's the reflection. It's like it bounces back and comes right back to you. So whatever you want to see in the world, whatever you want to create, you be the example of that. So if you're a killer, a hater, disrespecting, stealing from people, lying, not being true, all that is a reflection, and it will come back to you. Like this afternoon here, I went to the store, I usually go to like Sprouts and, like the Whole Foods and stuff like that. And I actually left my phone and my wallet in the cart, right? But, at the Sprouts, they have a cart there that's a smaller cart, and at the bottom you can leave your phone and stuff. It's like a small tray. So I pushed the cart out, to my car, and there's a part there where you can take the cart and push it back into that particular place to leave the cart, and then the person that comes pick up the cart will come back outside and get the cart. So I put the cart in that specific place, where you put all your carts at, because I always push the carts back. Usually I push the carts back inside, but on the outside there's a cart holding place that you can leave your carts. So I'm like packing up my groceries and everything like that in the car, and I forgot my wallet and my phone in the tray, and I pushed the cart in the cart holding section. Now this is outside, guys, right? This is outside. And I left and went home. Now Sprouts from my house is at least like 15 minutes. I got home. I'm like looking around. I'm like, damn, like, did I leave my wallet and my phone in the car? You know, I check everywhere. I check the bags. I'm like, oh crap, I think I lost my wallet and my phone. And I tried to run back in my mind, like, where did I put my wallet and my phone? The last place I saw my wallet and my phone. And I said, the last place I saw my wallet and my phone, it was in the cart, at the bottom of the cart. And I said, oh crap, I left my phone and wallet at Sprouts, like in the street. I'm like, oh crap, bro. And you know what I said to myself? I said, you know what, everything's gonna be alright, man. Because whatever I put out is what you get back. My vibration, my energy is at a high. And I always put out love and respect to everybody around me. I don't show no hate, I show love. So whatever I put out, that's what I'm gonna get back. I know that when I go back there, it's going to be in the lost and found section. Somebody's going to find it and turn it in. So I went back there, and the cart was gone in the cart holding section. So I'm like, okay, somebody took the cart and took my wallet and my phone. Okay. So I went into the store. I saw the person that actually helped me out when I was cashing out my groceries, and I said, hey man, you know, do you did your cart pusher guy, or the guy that pushes the cart, you know, did you guys turn in like a wallet or a phone? And he's like, oh yeah, you know, it's in the lost and found, it's in the office. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, man. I'm like, okay. So I went to the office, knocked on the door. The guy came out. I'm like, hey, yeah, you know, I left my phone and wallet in the cart. I just want to know if you guys have it. And he's like, yeah, you know, just give me a second. It's in the safe. He went in the safe. He got it out. Yeah, and then he asked me my name. He said, hey, so what's your name? And I'm like, oh, my name is Wayne. He's like, oh, here you go, man. I'm like, man, thank you very much, sir. Is there a way I can like leave, you know, the guy that picked up the wallet, you know, and give him like a tip or something, you know? And the guy was like, no, don't worry about it, sir. You know, that's our job. You know, we take care of our customers, and when the customer loses everything or leave anything in the cart, you know, we will bring it back and hold it for them, you know? And I said to him, yeah, I said, that's very true. You know, like this incident could turn out differently though. And he's like, yeah, you know, that's just how it is. You know, you could have left it there and somebody else took it and then go, hey man, I got my phone. You know, hey man, I got myself a phone and a wallet. Ah, shoot, I'm going to spend some money and unlock this phone and have a phone, you know, but that's not going to happen because of the energy that I put out. I don't put out negativity. I put out positive vibes all the time. I put out love all the time. So I'm only going to expect to get that same treatment back because, like I said, it's all based on energy. It's all based on your vibration, your frequency. Because what you speak, what you say, it always manifests and always come back. Some say that's the karma, but that's just the energy, if you want to say karma. So be careful what you speak. Be careful how you treat people. Because there's incidents going to happen consistently because that's part of the journey. And when you're on that journey, when you're on that path, things are always going to happen. And you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know when you're going to need help. You lose something, you whatever. You know, just the way you behave and the things you say, then negative things come right back to you. So yeah, I got my wallet and I got my phone back. Nothing missing, everything is good. And that's it. That's a story I want to share with you guys. And that's what I speak about when I say what you put out is what you get back. You see? If I found a wallet on a phone, I would return it back to the store or to whoever it is. I would look up in the wallet, find the address, and return the phone to the person and the wallet. I wouldn't even go in the wallet and search it to see what's in it. It could be $1 million in there. That doesn't matter. All these things is just an illusion. The wallet and the thing is just an illusion, right? It's just an object, right? It really doesn't mean nothing at the end of the day. But it's the, how can I say? It's the principle, right? It's the respect. It's the loyalty. It's the love. Because maybe in that phone, the person could have pictures of family and stuff. No, maybe it may be very sentimental to him. And, you know, that's all he has right there. And the fact that some asshole took it and go, oh man, I'm going to take it and delete it and just make this phone my own. you know, it's just not a good, it's not a good vibe. You know, it's not good to do that. So yeah, and I do that. If I've seen nothing laying around, I've found something, if it belongs to somebody, I give it back to them, man. I'll leave it in the same spot so that they can come back and find it, because that's the energy, that's the vibration that you should always be on. I don't snoop around and talk crap about people. I'm not online like hating and changing my emails and like disrespecting people. No. I tell you who I am. You see me, I tell you exactly who I am. I don't hide from nobody. I'm right in front of you, because that's how it should be. There's no coward. There's no hypocrite. I don't speak bad about somebody and then I come back and want to be your friend. No, man. No. It's all love at the end of the day, and that's what I come with. If you don't want to show me love, it's no problem. That's just the karma that you got to deal with. And believe me, you don't know when it's coming. You don't know when it's coming. But things are always happening all the time, because that's part of the journey. If you're in a body having an experience, you will always have these ups and downs, man. It all depends on what energy you put out there that you're going to get back. All right. So one love out to everybody. I just want to share that with you guys. That's an experience that I experienced, and it could have turned out, you know, the other way, but it's not, because I don't treat people, disrespect people, and in dirty manner or hater, or I find something, I steal it, and hey, it's mine, I'm gonna run off this phone and wallet. Hey man, let's go through this credit card and see what I can get out of it. Nah, man, this person have family. He probably it's his last money to pay his rent. You just never know what people are going through, and I want to be the one to uplift and help that person. And if I can help them by returning their phone and the wallet, that's just good energy that I'm creating inside of me. And also my manifestations that I'm putting out, because that's all manifesting, man. All right, guys? So one love out to everybody. Hopefully this helped you. And you guys keep on kicking. And us.